Let's take a look at one more complex list comprehension that might actually be better written normally. So even though list comprehensions are limited to one line, they can be overly complex. And just because you can fit your code in one line doesn't mean that you should. All right, so I'm going to show an example over here. So here's our list comprehension. As you can see, it's kind of hard to figure out where it begins, where's the for loop, but really you should always try to separate the for loop, the expression, and then the condition if it has one. So here is our for loop. So it's going to go through all the integers from 0 to 99. Here's the condition. So it will filter for just those between 30 and 40. And then here is the expression over here. So it'll square the number if it is even. Otherwise, it will cube it. So it'll take it to the third power. Let's go ahead and run this over here. So again, it's just those numbers 31 through 39, and square it if it's, or cube it if it's even or odd, and square it if it is even. So you can see the even numbers will be much smaller than the odd ones. So we can, before rewriting this as a normal for loop, I just want to say you can rewrite a list comprehension on, what I can do is just take this out just to show you, and you can actually rewrite it like this just by pressing enter at the space, so or right to separate the expression from the for loop part. So this is even though this is on 2 lines, it's still considered one line of code in Python. It's just one list comprehension that I've just put on multiple lines. If you remember in the syntax in Python, anything within the square brackets or parentheses, you can write on multiple lines. Python doesn't care about the empty space anywhere, so you can have any amount of space over here, doesn't really matter. You can also write it on 3 lines. You can separate the for each part. So here we have the expression, here we have the for loop, and here we have the filter like this. So that is also possible. Now we can just rewrite it actually using our normal for loops and if-else statements like this. So here, let's go read through it. So for x in range 100. So here's our filter. So we're going to filter out just for those numbers between 30 and 40. And then we will use a if-else to either square the number if it is even and cube it if it is odd. And we just used a as our variable for a list. So that's where we do our appending from. And here is our final result. So for this one, you might want to use a normal one instead of a list comprehension if it gets too complex. So just keep that in mind. Don't try to use list comprehensions and force them all over the place when you can just use a normal for loop and creating a list like that.